Next game up, we have a spread that honestly surprised me. It's actually dropped. This opened at Alabama 14.5. It's bet down apparently, and that's a good sign, I guess, or good sign for Oklahoma because usually sharp money comes in pretty early, and it's already moved down a point, and it's crossed the key number 2 of 14. So that's crazy to me. I don't know who the hell's betting it, but they might have some inside information I don't know about. Alabama, 38.1 points per game offensively, number 6 in the country. 6.6 yards per play, 10th in the country. 5.2 yards per rush, 21st in the country. 9.1 yards per pass, 8th in the country. A sack rate given up offensively of 6.72, which is 81st in the country. So the offensive line is a weakness. And I think a lot of that has to do with the USF game and missing their right tackle. And then Wilkin Fomby moves over and gives up like 7 sacks alone in that game or something crazy. There's like 6 or 7 sacks he gave up by himself. Alabama defensively, 18 points per game, 10th in the country. 4.6 yards per play, 12th in the country. 3.7 yards per rush, 33rd in the country. 5.9 yards per pass, 13th in the country. And a sack rate of 6.17%, which is 61st in the country. Oklahoma, absolutely abysmal on the offensive side. 21.3 points per game, 104th in the country. 4 yards per play, that is 133rd in the country, second to last. Yards per rush, 3.1, 124th in the country. So, again, bottom 10. 5.7 yards per pass, 130th in the country, bottom 5. And a sack rate given up of 13.18%. That is 132nd in the country. They're basically a bottom 10 offense in the whole entire country. Defensively, they're still solid, especially given that their offense is anemic. 22.8 points per game, 41st in the country. 4.7 yards per play, 17th in the country. 2.8 yards per rush, 3rd in the country. 7.7 yards per pass, 86th in the country. And a sack rate of 10.25%, so 3rd in the country. And they have to pick up a lot of slack on that team. They are horrendous offensively. Tyler, how do you feel about this game?
Well, I felt pretty good until I saw that line. I think what we have here is just too much credit towards Oklahoma after a bye week and then obviously their home field advantage. Alabama just played at Death Valley, so come on. Alabama really shut out LSU's crowd early on into that game. They could do that here. I'm banking on the fact that Brent Venables is going all out in this game. This is senior day, but this is his biggest game of the season. This is a game Oklahoma circled. I know obviously the Texas game is huge, but if you're looking on the future for Oklahoma and for what they're going to do in the SEC, they're going to have to win this game. I don't think they're going to win, though. Jackson Arnold is just not good enough. The offensive line still isn't that good, although it is playing slightly better. It's just not good enough for SEC play. Alabama's playing their best football now. Now, here's the thing. This would be typical Kalen DeBoer. We're talking about typical Lane Kiffin. This would be typical Kalen DeBoer to come out flat and, struggle, win, or even lose this game. We've seen this in the past. I've kind of banked upon this before after the Vanderbilt game. He lost to Vanderbilt. He almost lost South Carolina. Last year, he almost lost to 1-4 Arizona State. He almost lost to Washington State last year. So, for whatever reason, this could be a close game, but I don't know how you can pick against Jalen Milroe right now with how he's playing in this Alabama overall team. They're able to do anything they want offensively, and defensively, they're starting to look as good as they did early on into the season. So I like Bama here. This would be a game I would if you're betting this game, I wouldn't. I would stay away from that because of this weird situation, weird line. And Oklahoma just had a bye. But if you force me to do it, I'm going to take Alabama, the points. I think it's a lower scoring game, something like 27-10, 27-10, 30-13, something like that. Not much points, but I think Oklahoma can force some field goals for Alabama. But Alabama wins late.
Yeah, I agree. This is a weird line. As soon as I saw it, when I saw it on Stroiter, I was scrolling and it said Oklahoma opens up as -4 or plus 14.5. I'm like, what the hell? That's like, that means on a neutral field, this would be like a 15 or 16 point line. And that's crazy to me. That's less than Florida I know Florida, when they played Texas, had a third string quarterback, but still crazy. This kind of reminds me of last week when Tennessee played Georgia. We looked at that line and was like, why is Tennessee getting this many points. It should be closer than that. Vegas knows what they're doing, and that's why I would completely stay away from this game. And I 100% agree with you. I was thinking about that too. If I'm betting, I'm taking the under here if that's like the for sure thing, because I agree. Oklahoma's defense is good. Their issue is they play with a really, really, really bad offense and they get tired. So I think this game will be close in the beginning because their defense is good. And let's be honest here. I think Alabama's win versus LSU is inflated because they literally ran the same 2 or 3 plays the whole night with Jalen Milroe running it down their throat. He will not be able to do that in this game at all. He's going to have to throw and exploit the secondary. Now, do I think Oklahoma secondary is great? No. I think it's good. Yeah. The question to me is, can they get pressure? If they can get pressure on Jalen Milroe in the pocket and make Alabama a team that has to convert long third downs, I think they can win this football game. Now, do I think they do that? No. And I think it's going to take like a historic effort from this defense because I don't think their offense is going to be is capable of doing more than 2 drives that end in a touchdown. So you're telling me all Alabama has to do is score 15, 16 points. I think they can do that versus this defense. So I'm going to take Alabama here. Again, if I had to bet this, I wouldn't. I'm going to take them. And hell, why not? I'm going to take Oklahoma just because the line's weird. Vegas knows what they're doing. I'm going to go 23-10 Alabama. So you take Oklahoma in the points by half a point, and you take the under. I'm confident in the under. I am not confident in betting either side here, but I'm going to take Alabama 23-10 here.
Yeah, and I agree. This is Alabama's just better at everything, but the problem is Oklahoma just had a bye week, and this is a situation where Brent Venables could be coaching for his job. So, but I can't pick against this hot Alabama team, even if they do struggle and win the game like 24-17. A win's a win. You need wins. You'd much rather win a game close than lose. That's just obvious. So, give me Caitlin DeBoer here.